Good morning YouTube and welcome back to the channel. This is IMAX Sports with another football video, and today I am going over my NFL 100 list number 50 through 41. I actually made a mistake in counting. I ended up with 99 players, so I'm going to skip number 50. I'm going to go straight to 49 so that issue does not appear later on down the line. I'm pretty sure that I have the right number of players now, so yeah, that was just a mistake on my part. So we're going to be looking at 49 through 41 in today's video. And it's just starting to get really hard because every time I come across a player, I'm like, I don't want to put them this low. And then I look at the other players and I'm like, well, they're better. So it's so hard once you get to the top 50 because you don't really want to put anyone below 40, but you have to. So it was a tough video to make last night, but yeah, we're just going to get right into it. Leading the way in our top 50, we have Von Miller at number 49. Von Miller is an 8-time Pro Bowler and a 3-time All-Pro linebacker. He's made the Pro Bowl every full season of his career, only missing it when he played 9 games in one of his first couple seasons. He's a 9-time NFL 100 team player, and so he's been on it every single year of his career, and he was number 26 after the 2019 to 2020 season. He opted out of the 2020 season due to COVID, and he's expected to play back in 2021. Everyone that is playing in 2021 is eligible to be on my list. So because Von Miller is coming back for next season, I think it's only appropriate that he's at least in the top 50. He's been a phenomenal player his entire career. He's been outside the top 50 before on this list, but considering he was 26 last year, I figured top 50 was deserved. At number 48, we have Laremy Tunsil, an offensive lineman, offensive tackle for the Houston Texans. He's played 2 seasons for the Texans, and he's had 2 Pro Bowl appearances. He's one of the best young tackles in the league, and he was a 2016 All-Rookie Team player as well as a 2020 NFL 100 player. I like to say 1 year might be a mistake, but 2 years is a pattern, or 1 game might be a mistake, but 2 games is a pattern. This is definitely a pattern for Laremy Tunsil. He, especially with offensive linemen, when you get a Pro Bowl, they start giving you Pro Bowls. And I think he's going to continue to get better. He's going to continue to stay consistent in his abilities. And I think that's why he should be moved up from 66 in 2020 to 48 this year. Yeah, he's just going to continue to improve, and moving up 18 spots I don't think is a bad thing. I think that he's doing better and better every year. At number 47, we have Jason Pierre-Paul, a linebacker for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and this does not, in fact, round out the Tampa Bay Buccaneers linebackers. Jason Pierre-Paul this season had 2 interceptions, 6 passes defended, 4 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries, 9.5 sacks, 55 tackles, and 7 tackles for loss. He was number 3 in forced fumbles this season. He's a 3-time Pro Bowler, a 1-time All-Pro, 3-time NFL 100 team player, and number 65 in the 2020 NFL 100. He has improved by the exact same number of spots as Laremy Tunsil, 18. They were right next to each other last year. They're right next to each other this year. And he's an amazing veteran player who was a beast in 2020. That linebacking core was the best linebacking core in the league, possibly one of the best ever. And Jason Pierre-Paul is a long-standing veteran player who, even in his later years, is starting to improve once again. At number 46, we have Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley has only played 2 games this year, and it showed on the Giants' offense. Their team was carried by their defense. Their offense was god-awful. And Saquon Barkley in his fourth season coming up, I believe. He's a 1-time Pro Bowler, 2-time NFL 100 team awardee, number 19 in 2020 and number 31 in 2020. Oh, number 19 in 2019, number 31 in 2020. He is number 46 for my 2021 list. Numbers are hard. And I think that you can't really judge a player off of their worst season. That's why Ezekiel Elliott was still fairly high on the list. And you especially can't judge them off of their injury season. This was his first injury season of his career. He only played 2 games. Saquon will be back with a vengeance, and I think he's going to have a better season than he did in 2019. I think it'll be closer to his 2018 season because the Giants are going to need him. Their offense is questionable, and they needed him last year. And rounding out the top 45, bottom 55, we have Mike Evans at number 45. Mike Evans had 70 catches for 1,006 yards and 13 touchdowns, as well as being number 4 in receiving touchdowns this year. He had an 126 quarterback rating when targeted, or Brady did. He's a 3-time Pro Bowler in 2016, 2018, and 2019. 4-time NFL 100 team player at number 30 in 2020. And he missed the Pro Bowl in 2020, but still an all-star player. Mike Evans, although he missed the Pro Bowl last year, he still definitely deserves to be on this list. I think he deserved to make the Pro Bowl, but without it, I can't put him much higher than 45. Also, his competition really stepped it up this year. There's a lot of guys that came onto the scene very explosive that weren't as explosive in the past few years, and I think that that is one of the reasons why Mike Evans has gone down on the wide receiver list and on the total list. So Mike Evans is at 45 after this year. Still an amazing player, and he'll probably come back with a vengeance to make another Pro Bowl next season. That brings us to number 44 and Jamal Adams. Jamal Adams had 3 passes defended, 1 forced fumble, 9.5 sacks, 83 tackles, 11 tackles for a loss, and set the sack record for a safety in only 12 games. He was a 3-time Pro Bowler, 1-time All-Pro, 2018, 2019, 2020, and he's a 2-time NFL 100 team recipient. In 2019, he was number 37, and in 2020, he was number 27. This was an unconventional season for him. His stat line didn't look like a safety stat line. It looked more like an outside linebacker stat line. But all the same, he had an amazing year. He had a great year. He made the Pro Bowl. And I think that he deserves to still be on this list. I dropped him down just a little bit because, once again, it wasn't a conventional safety stat line. He's played phenomenally, but he didn't get any interceptions. He only had 3 passes defended. So it was a weird year for him. It was a weird year, but he was with a new team, and I think that he's going to continue to dominate in the NFL. And he should be higher than 44 next year if he goes back to what he's been doing. Number 43, we have Stefan Gilmore. Stefan Gilmore had 1 interception, 3 passes defended, and 1 forced fumble and 37 tackles. He only played 11 games. Slightly disappointing season, but he was still awarded a Pro Bowl, his 4th Pro Bowl. He was an NFL 100 team player in 2019 and 2020, and number 22 and number 9. And I dropped him quite a bit this year because he didn't have a great season, stats-wise. He still played phenomenally. He still only gave a 45 passer rating whenever he was targeted. But he still had a phenomenal season. He just didn't have the stats to go along with it. So I think he still deserves to definitely be up here on this list. Just not as high as number 9 when he was Defensive Player of the Year last year. Down the stats in 2020, he didn't play great, but he'll be back in 2020. He'll be back from injury. And I think that this year, this grouping of players is a lot of people that were out for a lot of the year, didn't have great seasons, etc. It's an interesting grouping. At number 42, we have DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf had 83 catches for 1,303 yards and 10 touchdowns. He was number 7 in yards and number 8 in touchdowns. He was a 1-time Pro Bowler in his 2-year career. In a 1-time NFL 100 team selection, he was number 81 in 2020. He's gone up 39 spots from last year to reach number 42. He was a 2019 All-Rookie team player, and he's a second-year beast of wide receiver. He's massive. He has a massive vertical. He has a massive 40 time. He is amazing at everything. He's just scratching the surface of his potential, and DK Metcalf will only improve from here. And at number 41, we have possibly my most controversial pick so far, Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson this season was 242 of 376 for 2,757 yards, 26 touchdowns, and 9 picks for a quarterback rating of 99.3. 159 carries for 1,005 yards and 7 touchdowns. He was number 9 in yards and number 1 in yards per attempt for rushing. He was a number one-time Pro Bowl selection, one-time All-Pro, and one-time MVP, and a one-time NFL 100 selection at number 1. Lamar is an amazing quarterback, but likely won't repeat his 2019 season in the near future. This is an example of what I was saying about Laremy Tunsil. 1 year could be a mistake, 2 years is a pattern. We haven't seen a pattern from Lamar Jackson yet. He's a phenomenal player, and he had a phenomenal year. No one can ever take that away from him. And I think that he's going to continue to do well in the NFL. That being said, I don't know how sustainable he is as a quarterback or what his potential really is if he can only throw 3,000 yards in a season. You can have an amazing running game, but I don't know if you can win in the league right now without a passing game. So a lot of you guys are going to tell me that Lamar Jackson is the best quarterback in the league, and I completely respect your opinions, but I personally think that there are other quarterbacks in this league that are more consistent. They've played good for more years in a row, and their play style is more sustainable and more able to be consistent. You can't have consistency. Running backs don't have the same consistency as the best quarterbacks. The best running backs can have up years and down years. The best quarterbacks consistently stay close to the top. Lamar Jackson missed the Pro Bowl this year. And next year, I don't know how he's going to do. So I put Lamar Jackson at a safe number, put him at 41. I dropped him quite a bit from last year, just like I dropped Stefan Gilmore quite a bit from last year. And I'm going to see where he's at next year, and if he comes back, and he comes back strong, then yeah, he's going to be back up there in the top 10 or top 20. But for right now, I think that there are other quarterbacks who are stronger than Lamar, and Lamar Jackson is sitting at number 41. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like and smash subscribe if you are new to the channel. And check out my March Madness Tournament Challenge that I'm doing with Football Whale, another YouTuber. Did a couple of videos about it in the last couple of days, so if you haven't checked those out already, go check it out. The link to the tournament will be in the description of those videos. I think this might be the last day you have to join, and it might already be closed, I'm not positive. So, thank you guys for watching, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.